Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Fallout 76 video on the channel. It is update day and we have a bunch of patch notes to be going over, so I hope these are all exciting. Hopefully there's some stuff in there which we didn't know was coming and we get some nice surprises. No doubt there'll be an absolute whole bunch of stuff to go through, so I hope you all enjoy. I'm just going to go through it, this nice kind of like relaxed version where I read through it, you see my first reaction to everything, and then the next couple of days I will have kind of like highlight ones of the biggest changes and the most standout ones and stuff like that. So hope you enjoy. If you do, hit the like button, subscribe, and let's check out what is going on with the patch notes today, because I'm quite excited to see what it is. I still actually haven't seen. So here we have it. This is the patch notes for today, guys. We've got the Pitt update, blah de blah de blah. Update highlights, responders reborn. Head to the White Springs Refuge inside the White Spring Resort to meet a new generation of responders, blah de blah. We've covered this before. Basically, the White Springs been completely taken over by responders now. So if you go there, it'll look completely different. And there's new people there, so make sure to go check them out. Charge up and take flight. Even the responders could use a helping hand. Complete new daily quests at the White Spring Refuge to earn their trust and to charge up the Vertibird's Ultrasight battery. Head into the pit, so earn stamps and claim rewards. I'm not going to read all them because basically we all know by now what they are. So head into the pit. The pit has came the first expedition for Fallout 76, taking us back to the Fallout 3 location of Pittsburgh. And then we've got earn stamps and claim rewards. So there's a new reward system that's came in, and basically it's a new currency called stamps. You earn these by completing expeditions, and then with these stamps you can buy cool rewards if you haven't unlocked them by just completing the actual expeditions themselves. Then also today is going to be the new scoreboard. So season 10 is now with us, the City of Steel. It's all themed around the pit, so we've got some pit items in there. If you haven't seen it yet, I've got a video where I go over all the rewards, so make sure to check that out. And here we, oh my god, Jesus Christ, 80 gigabyte update. Are you mad? I'm sorry, the audio probably just went crazy there, but 80 gigabytes for an update. That is absolutely insane. There's going to be some people out there that do not have fast internet. They're going to be downloading that for days, literally. That is insane. Oh well, there's the title of the video. It's just got an 80 gig update. That is absolutely mad. Alright, going past that there, I just had to quickly do a little stop because for some reason the mic audio is coming through very loud all of a sudden. It went through a phase of going quiet, now it's loud again. Alright, going back onto it, here we go. Introducing expeditions and the pit. So we're introducing the expedition system, which will take you and up to 3 other teammates beyond the reaches of Appalachia for the first time in order to complete challenging and repeatable missions. While anyone can participate in an expedition, we currently recommend reaching level 50 plus for the best experience. So if you go there before that, you're going to struggle like hell, so probably best not to. Then we've got the responders are back. So basically, like I said a second ago, the responders are now at White Springs. You go there, you do a couple of daily quests for them, and then you get the fuel in which you can then use to start your own expedition. You can only start one a day. However, you can join as many as you want. So if you've got 10 friends, you could do 10 expeditions a day if all them started, and like vice versa. But you can only personally start one a day. There's also a new team that you can set up where basically it's called Expeditions Team, and then all of a sudden everyone can join who wants to do expeditions. So people might start one up if they're about to start one, so keep your eyes out if you want to play one in case someone does that, so you know when someone's wanting to start it up. And we've also got here charge up and take flight. We'll ignore that because I'm sure there probably isn't anything really exciting in there. You can only hold a maximum of 100%. You've got to do all 3 daily quests to get the 100%, and all of it will be consumed when you start a new expedition. Visit the collections tab in the Pit Point to view how much ultracell charge you have at any given time. Please note you can currently complete refuge dailies and lead an expedition once per day. However, you can join, yep, exactly what I just said. Embark on the missions to the pit. So you can go there. There's currently 2 separate ones. So these are the bits that we want to see here. We've got Union Jews, and we also have From Ashes to Fire. So Union Jews is basically, as in their own words, fanatic raiders have overtaken the Foundry, a steel mill that the Union had been using as a stronghold and a home base. As you touch down in the pit, you'll rendezvous, I don't know how you say that word, with Hex, a leader of one of the Union local chapters. local chapters. I don't understand that. Basically, there's a person called Hex. You go meet up with them and they go, look, we need your help, blah de blah, and then you get sent on different stuff. I think there's 12 or 13 different randomized missions that you can do, and basically they set you off on your first one. There's also a couple of people around that'll give you additional stuff if you want to improve your rewards when you complete the expedition, such as like collect the steel ingots and stuff like that. Then there's From Ashes to Fire, which my personal favorite is Ashes to Fire. It brings you into a lot cooler locations, stuff you definitely want to be checking out. It's very cool. The like whole just design of the place is amazing. Really gives you that scary kind of vibe of the old Fallouts. And here you will get in contact with Danilo, who is your contact in this one, who will send you on a rescue mission to the Sanctum. There, ruthless fanatics have imprisoned and enslaved many members of the Union. Prepare an escape path for captive Union members. Free as many of them as you can, and then raise mayhem with Sanctum to hit the fanatic where it hurts. So you've got to basically go in and attack them while also saving the prisoners type of thing. The end bit of that is very hard. You've got 3 different people you've got to go save, and it's tough, so be prepared for that. Once you fully charge your Vertibird battery, open the map, blah de blah. Yeah, we'll miss all that. Reap your rewards. There's a bunch of rewards. I also have a video covering all of that, so we'll skip all of this and we'll try and go on to the next bit. So new season 10 is starting. We've got the City of Steel coming in. Whole other video covering all the rewards on that as well. But basically there's a lot of cool stuff coming in, but there is a lot of stuff that is completely milked, which I didn't agree with. But I'll let you have your own opinions on that. You'll see later on today, or if you want to go watch it, feel free. I'll pin it at some point in the top corner of this video. But yeah, a host of new rewards. As you progress during your season journey, you will unlock new paints for your weapons, armor, and power armor. You can also get Pitt-themed amenities for your camp, outfits, cosmetics, consumables, in-game currencies, and more. So in this one, you will actually get the auto axe, which is a new weapon that is at rank 15, and you can also get the new power armor, which is spread over 7 different things because Bethesda like to milk the hell out of stuff. Anyways, you can get new gear, basically what I just said. So auto axe 15, union power armor, all the rest. The union power armor does come up with a couple of extra bonuses as well, so you get extra 75 carry weight as well as extra 150 poison resistance. Following that, we've got additional design changes and improvements. So here we go. You've got the fast travel points have changed, so now you can actually fast travel to the inside of places rather than say you want to go to Foundation, you fast travel to Foundation, then got to go through a loading screen. That doesn't happen anymore. You can, it does, but you've got the option. So you can fast travel to the exterior or the interior of different locations, including the White Spring Resort, the Rusty Pick, the Crater, Foundation, or Fort Atlas. Players can now decide whether to fast travel directly inside that location or its exterior, like I say. Additionally, a new White Spring North entrance fast travel point has been added to the White Spring Resort. Players can discover it on foot and then use it to travel directly into the White Springs Mall. Now, I didn't know that, so there's another entrance being added to the White Springs. The Pavia Murmur. Players can now purchase up to 100 legendary modules and 500 vault steel a day. And the White Spring Resort, a legendary exchange machine and a gold press are now available in the Artisans Corner in the White Spring Mall. We've got items, automatic melee weapons, so legendary versions of the auto melee weapons like the chainsaw, ripper, drill, etc. can now be crafted at a weapons workbench as they drop as legendary loot from events, quests, and legendary enemies. So there you go. Going on to the next bit, they've changed the starting gear, but basically I'll let you guys read over that if you want to start a new character or something. You basically start off and it gives you a couple of weapons and some armor and stuff like that. Bug fixes, now we're finally onto the patch notes. Sorry that took so long, but we're here now. We've done a little overview of what's to come with the Pit. Like I say, guys, even if you're not completely into it, you think it's a daily ops too, definitely give it a go. It's a lot of fun, so definitely try it out. But here we go, bug fixes. We've got fixed an issue on consoles that could prevent the alien stasis chamber's swirling blue visual effects from appearing when it's in use. Power armor, the player's arms no longer clip when entering or exiting a set of power armor. Ranged weapons, the Dastardly Duo paint can now be applied to unique legendary double barrel shotgun, Salt the Earth. Going on to the next bit, we've got camps and workshops. So allies, camp objects can no longer be placed on top of Xerxo's spaceship. Not ideal, but never mind. Chairs, players can now sit on modular sofas. I mean, they should have in the first place. I didn't actually click on that you couldn't sit on them, even though I've used them in camps, but never mind. Doors, the chain link door now plays the correct sound and visual effects when it's destroyed. Address an exploit that could allow the player to have 2 active camps at once. I didn't even know that was a thing. I'm guessing it's something to do with server lag. Maybe you start one camp and then do another one or something all at the same time. It causes a bit of chaos or something. It just lags out. I'm not sure, but I didn't know it was a thing. Corrected a pathing issue, affected the upper floor variant of the destroyed tile floor. Different types of radiation dummies now share the same row in the build menu. That's better, easier organized. I wish they would sort the walls out. Walls cause so much pain for me when building. Having to scroll through the super long list of different wall variants is a nightmare. The crafting requirements for the floating face flagon are now consistent in both camp build menu and the Tinker's workbench. Okay. Miscellaneous structures. When the Firewatch tower is connected to power, lights placed on the tower's upper beams now receive power correctly. Ideal. Camp allies and collectrons can now walk on the roof of the destroyed trailer. Okay. Miscellaneous structures. Players can now shoot and throw grenades through gaps in the walls of the destroyed trailer. There's a lot of issues with this destroyed trailer. Tipsy Tom vending machine variants now animate correctly after being repaired. The wall decor items no longer sink into walls that have the Order of Mysteries wallpaper applied. That happens on a lot of different wallpapers, so I hope they fix on the other ones too. Flat wallpaper decor like posters, paintings, pennants, scoreboards, and etc. no longer sink into walls that have wallpaper applied. There you go. So why? What was the point in this bit if there's literally a one here saying all of them now don't sink into the wall? What was the point in adding that other one above it? I don't know. The Stripes, Haunted House, and Order of Mysteries wallpaper are now orientated correctly when applied to triangle walls. Fixed an issue in which Tinker's workbenches in players' camps could sometimes become unusable and unmovable. Challenges, daily crafting or scrapping alien blasters and vats unknown now correctly progresses the scrap or craft range weapons. Using repair kit to repair an item that is inside the player's stash now correctly progresses the repair armor. And then you've got crafting and scrapping, and underarmors now correctly progress the scrap, blah blah. Weekly fixed an issue that caused treasure hunter mole miners and prime mole rats to progress the kill the glowing creature. Interesting. Combat, melee enemies continuously circling around certain enemies like cave crickets, wolves, Mr. Handy bots no longer prevents them from attacking the player. Didn't know that was a thing. Blood bugs. On death, blood bugs now have a chance to drop blood bug meat as loot. Shouldn't they have done that in the first place? Dog type enemies like mongrels and wolves can now run after attacking the player instead of always walking. Fair enough. I mean, it took 3 years to fix that, but... Right, events and quests. A colossal problem. Fixed an issue that could temporarily block player movement through the tunnel when attempting to escape Monongah Mine. Which could temporarily block... Okay. Fixed an issue in which players were directed to collect an incorrect item during the quest. Okay. An organic solution. The quest marker for Ella Ames' body is now correctly removed after looting Ella's research. Ideal. An ounce of prevention. The optional objective to enter Charleston train yard main gate can now be completed again after logging out and back in. Earwall ornaments interacting with Sergeant Gutsy while it is already speaking no longer interrupts its dialogue and causes it to replay. I mean, when you get there and you can't even talk to it, that's a worse point. Hopefully that's fixed. All enemies during the event are now hostile to the player by default and can be targeted in VATs. That's bots on parade. Distinguished guests fixed an issue that could sometimes cause the waiter bots to leave the function room after players send them back to work. Heartless Swamp, objectives now appear correctly in the quest tracker if the Grafton monster spawns as the boss. Irrational Fear, enemies that spawn during the event can now target and deal damage to Beckham. Line in the Sand, quest targets no longer appear on scorched beasts that spawn during the event. Okay. Event failure. Why not? I don't know. Event failure for load bearing fanfare now correctly appears if players do not open the mine before the timer expires. Okay. Minor miracles, the power armor registration console is now only usable when players have reached the appropriate stage of the quest. Okay. Ruben's safe key is now correctly removed from the player's inventory after using it to unlock Mr. Gill's safe inside the shelter's claim center. Missing persons, Scribe Valdez dialogue near the end of the quest now correctly matches the player's current quest progress. Good. One violent night, event failure, fanfare. There's a lot of event fixes. I've never seen this amount of event fixes ever. So I'm going to skip some because I'm sure this is really boring. Path to Enlightenment, pet peeve. I don't even know what pet peeve is. Radiation rumble. 1 second. Excuse me. Marion Copeland will now ignore combat until players initiate the event and enemies start spawning. Marion Copeland now uses a consistent weapon during the event instead of sometimes swapping to unarmed combat. Supply demands, Paladin Rahmani will no longer bring up a trade deal if the player did not secure one during the quest. Supply and demands, the objective to negotiate a deal with Foundation no longer complete before the player has confirmed the deal with Gloria. These are all a load of just random fixes and events, I think. Now, Test Your Metal, address an issue in which Grimbots could clip through the western wall. Like, come on. The Golden Eyebot no longer occasionally becomes stuck when trying to enter or exit the Rusty Eagle Arena. It's all just a load of rubbish. There's nothing really exciting in there, which I feel like people need to know. It's just general bug fixes. Items, allies, plans for Catherine, Swan and Zerko are now visible in Samuel's inventory and can now be purchased using gold bullion by players who have not yet earned them. There's a fun one, or good one. So anyone that did not get Zerko or Catherine Swan, buy them at Samuel now over at Foundation. Reduce the weight and crafting requirements for the alien blaster rounds so that they now match fusion cells. Atomic Camo, Free States and Red Viper paints can now be applied to the Urban Scout. Ooh, that's a pretty decent one, to be fair. Lunchboxes. Lunchbox effects now trigger correctly for nearby players, even if they aren't within the sight of the lunchbox owner. So how do they get them if they're not in the sight? How is that fixed? I thought you've got to be in the sight. I don't understand. The extra limb damage weapon mod effect now correctly adds plus 25%. Increased damage to limbs. The extra chance to cripple weapon mod now correctly adds 20%. The Pro Snap Camera Deluxe now registers targets more consistently when zoomed in and while the player is moving. The Dual Bar mod for the chainsaw now correctly increases the weapon's damage. Please note we are aware of a related visual issue in which the damage stat in the crafting menu. A lot of people complain about this in the chat. There's some other issues with the flamethrower which I haven't seen any fixes yet, but I have seen a few people complain about this on the chainsaw, so glad that's fixed. Weapons, that's got 2 stars with it. Fix an issue that caused charging weapons to deal less damage than intended when they were not fully charged. Okay. The Gauss shotgun now counts as an energy weapon in addition to its other weapon types. How many weapon types does this thing need? And it correctly benefits from perk cards and other buffs that affect energy weapons. So a little bit of a buff there to some regard, I suppose, for the Gauss shotgun. Then we've also got weapons, short and long barrel mods for the flamer no longer conflict with range reductions applied by nozzles. Okay, I don't think that's the one I was referring to. Receiver mods that increase the lever action fire rate now function as intended. The hunting rifle's refined 50 caliber receiver mod now correctly applies more bonus damage than the normal 50 caliber receiver. Weapons, the 10mm SMGs with the tweaked automatic receiver and gamma guns with the signal repeater mod are now correctly affected by the Gorilla perk card. Great. The gyro compensating lens mod for the laser guns now correctly provides superior hip fire accuracy. Weapons, the mods unlocked portion of the crafting menu now correctly displays a total of 65 available for mods for the pipe gun instead of 66. Alright. The Gatling gun, the Gatling laser, the ultrasight Gatling laser could no longer spawn with the quad legendary attribute. Wasn't that meant to be getting taken out of the game like a long time ago now? I'm pretty certain that got took out a long time ago, so I don't know why that's in there. That's a bit confusing. I'm sure all of them, like the minigun as well, also got taken away, didn't it? I'm sure. I don't know. Perk cards, electric absorption. The description of the electric absorption legendary card now correctly communicates that it heals the player in addition to its other effects. Glow Sight, the Glow Sight perk card, can now correctly applies bonus damage to glowing Wendigo spawns during a colossal problem. Ideal. And then we've got a bunch of user interface. Oh, we're nearly done. Happy days. This has been a long video, guys. If you're still watching, hats off to you. But let's have a quick look at the user interface. Character levels that are 4 and 5 digits long now display correctly on the map, as well as the social and team player bonus. On PC, the bulk crafting slider now correctly closes after using the crafting menu buttons on the bottom of the screen. Loading screens, event details now display correctly on the loading screens. Fixed an issue that could cause the in-game message of the day and news screen to appear blank for those who play Fallout 76 on consoles. Fixed an issue that could cause elements of the UI to flicker after interacting with the map and social menu. The notifications that appear after learning plans for the Brahmin Grill and Milk Vending Machine, Grim Reaper, Vault Boy Cutout, and Tinker's Workbench now display the appropriate item names. Opening the keyring in the Pip Boys Miscellaneous Inventory tab now correctly selects the first key in the list. Exiting the keyring to return to the Pip Boys Miscellaneous Inventory tab now properly highlights the keyring in the list. Removed a non-functional drop button that appeared when highlighting the keyring in the Pip Boys blah-de-blah scoreboard. Fixed an issue that could cause the standard rank 100 reward to appear incorrect for players who claimed it for the Fallout First rank 100. Then we've got some drop site V9 entering the pre-placed set of power armor. A drop site V9 no longer causes a breach control lock. Corrected multiple locations throughout Appalachia where attempting to use pre-placed furniture could result in brief control lock, and address several locations throughout Appalachia where the player could become stuck. And that was that. That was a load of rubbish, honestly. I feel like I've wasted my time. I feel like I've wasted your time because there wasn't really any exciting patches in there. Unless I missed something, please let me know down in the comments, guys. But for me, I don't see any huge ones. There was one thing that stood out and I've forgot it now. I've read that much rubbish, I can't remember. So please pick out the most exciting ones in the comments below because I'm struggling here. But yeah, that's it, guys. Huge update. I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Hats off to you for watching this long if you have. I love you. Bye bye.